So we'll start with the first one, inshallah. And sorry for the background. The first question is as follows. We say that a good action combines goodness of the agent and goodness of the outcome.
Yes.
Can't it be argued that true goodness of the agent in an Islamic sense would nearly always produce a good outcome? For example, if we speak of an activist who participated in something that has caused a lot of damage, but did so sincerely, isn't his sincerity questionable as well? If he is sincere, why wasn't he or she assisted with insight and protected from taking part in something so damaging? And if someone says, I do it with good intentions and don't care what the results are, can we say that the intentions of such person are genuinely good? Basically, if the agent is really good, wouldn't Allah guide, inspire, and protect the agent against doing something with very evil results? Why would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let such people be wasted?
Yes. If someone is at a very high level of iman and taqwa, my idea is that they don't make big mistakes, huge mistakes. They are not ma'soom, because we are talking about ordinary people. But someone at a very high level of taqwa would certainly not take risk by talking about something that he doesn't know, by making decision without consulting people, by damaging people's reputation. So if someone is very high level of taqwa and wisdom, would not make big mistakes, in my understanding, and Allah will protect such people from lots of problems. Still, they can make mistake, but not very huge mistake. But this is for people who are at a very high level, close to Isma. And in every age, maybe we have only few of these people. But ordinary believers, even if they are, sincere, maybe they are not wise, maybe they are not, very experienced, maybe they are not balanced in their character. So therefore, sometimes even they might be sincere, but they make wrong decisions and they can be very harmful. Sometimes even you may see two sincere alims disagree, and maybe one or both sides think that they should not work with each other. They should even, for example, publicly condemn the other party. Sometimes it happens. So we cannot say sincere people don't make mistakes. Even, sometimes, for example, sincere people can give you advice which is wrong. Maybe they want to give you medicine, but they make doubt in what is good for you. Sometimes they can give you something that is harmful for you. Or with sincerity, for example, they give you advice about, choosing, for example, a subject for a study or business or place for a living, etc., and can be mistaken. We cannot say because they are sincere, they don't make mistake. Yes, if someone, as I said, is very high in iman and has developed wisdom, then they don't make big mistakes. They know their limits. They don't easily come up with an idea. They are very careful. So they are saved by Allah from big mistakes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The next question, Sheikhna, was posted on our Q&A section, and it goes as follows. Salam.
Alaykum assalam.
1967, an individual by the name of Philippa Foot posed a question to philosophers and people in general, giving a scenario which puts an individual in a difficult situation and looks for the most ethical answer. The scenario is known today as the trolley problem and goes as follows. There is a runaway trolley barreling down the railway tracks.
Didn't we have this before?
There are 5 people
Brother Jihad.
tied up and unable to move. The trolley is headed straight for them. You are standing some distance off in the train yard next to a lever. If you pull this lever, the trolley will switch. to a different set of tracks. However, you notice that there is one person on the side track. You have two and only two options. Do nothing, in which case the trolley will kill the 5 people on the main track, or pull the lever, diverting the trolley onto the side track where it will kill one person. Which is the more ethical option, or more simply, what is the right thing to do?
We discussed this before.
This is the trolley problem, and it's an ethical situation that they bring up in social sciences, and the student was asking about how to look at the situation.
We discussed this before.
Sorry, Sheikhna?
We discussed this before.
Okay. Would you like to refer to a previous discussion?
Yeah, because I think this question, we discussed it about maybe 2 months ago, 2-3 months ago. I don't know if I...
I see. So the question was asked already.
Yeah, I answered referring to قاعدة, to the rule of لا ضرر ولا ضرار في الإسلام.
Okay, great. I didn't see the response posted on the website, so I didn't know that it was asked. Inshallah, we'll refer back to that. So about the goodness of the agent and goodness of the action, just a few side questions that were also asked. One of them was, so we are talking about relative goodness and sincerity there. And the other one is saying almost the same question. Can't remember well, but was there levels of goodness of the agent? So if the person is very, 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 very sincere in the most absolute way, then such a person would be given insight. But if somebody had the average level of sincerity that most people have, then that wouldn't be enough to give them the type of insight that maybe they're referring to over here.
One of the things that we mention in comparison between Islamic ethical system and other ethical systems is that some of the other ethical system, they don't even pay attention to goodness of the agent, and they only focus on the action. But people who are deontologists like Kant, they pay attention to the intention and the agent. But even these people are not as detailed as Islam. In Islam, we say not only goodness of agent is important, but there are different levels. For example, ma'rifah of the agent contributes. It's not just intention, because they only focus on intention normally. We say intention is important, but if the level of ma'rifah increases, the goodness of action increases. The same action, the same, for example, act of charity. Imagine 2 people give the same amount to a poor person with sincerity. Action is the same, sincerity is there, but one is alim, one is not alim. Ma'rifah of the agent increases the value, or the level of sincerity, the level of servitude, the level of love. So in Islam we have different levels and degrees for goodness of the agents, for husn fa'ali. Going back to the question, sincerity has different degrees. Sincerity of a person who is alim and sincerity of a person who is not alim are different. Sincerity of an alim who is arif as well, and sincerity of just alim who is not arif, his muttaqi and arif are different. So we cannot expect everyone to be at the level of sincerity that he would be like Wali of Awliyaullah. Most of people, even if they are sincere, they are not in that level. even ulama, even scholars, they're not all awliyaullah. So we should not be surprised if they make mistakes. The thing is that if it is in a scholarly issue, the chance of mistake is low. Therefore, we follow a marja who is qualified, who is experienced, who is muttaqi, more easily when it comes to scientific issues. But even such marja, when it comes to socio-political issues, might not be the best. We may need to sometimes find someone else. Or maybe this marja, if he is wise, he would consult others too, so that he can. So for a marja to say what to do about salat and wudu and khums is much easier to say what to do with respect to socio-political issues. Issues are different, and levels of sincerity, levels of wisdom, levels of, ma'rifah, mahabba, all are different. And you rarely find people who are so high in knowledge and wisdom that we can say they don't make, mistakes in their socio-political issues, or they don't make big mistakes. They are not many, at least to my, limited knowledge. Most of them, they can make mistakes, but just the thing is that who makes less mistakes? They are not at the level that we say they don't make mistakes. Yes, awliyaullah are protected from big mistakes, but who is awliyaullah, who are awliyaullah, it's very difficult to be sure.
Thank you, Sheikhna.
You're welcome.
Maybe one last question today we got on the chat, and it goes as follows: Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
In the du'as for rizq, we ask for rizq to be halal and tayyib. Why are these two separate items? Could something be halal but not tayyib?
Yes. Very good question. In the discussion about tayyib, we had some discussions in Farsi, but once we had for youths of KLC also in English. It's available on YouTube. So I try to explore the concept of tayyib. It's a very comprehensive concept in the Quran. Anything which is not halal is not tayyib. But it's not that everything is halal is also tayyib. So halal is a requirement for being tayyib, but is not the only requirement. For example, my neighbors are hungry. They have no money to buy food for themselves or their children. I have worked hard. I have halal income. Now I want to make barbecue. In the yard, I make barbecue. The smell of kebab goes everywhere in the neighborhood. Now I want to eat this kebab. Is this kebab halal? Yes. It's my halal income. The meat is also halal. There is nothing haram here. But is it tayyib? No. How can it be tayyib when there are children who are suffering from hunger and you are eating kebab and the smell goes everywhere? It's not tayyib. This is not something which is pleasing to your soul and to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not pleasant. It's halal. But so halal is just one requirement. If we live in a difficult time and we can afford to have luxurious life, suppose up to the lower than israf and tabdhir. Suppose it's not israf and tabdhir, but still it's very high standard. And most of people around us are poor. Is this halal? Maybe it's halal, but not tayyib. Maybe it's your own money, maybe someone gifted to you. But you have to consider also many factors. So tayyib is something that from every aspect is pleasant, from every aspect is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Thank you, Sheikh, for that.
You're welcome.
Something we very much need to reflect about. This, inshallah, will be the end for our Q&A. MashaAllah, we have a lot of very good questions that came through today.
Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah, we go through with our greetings, and we will start in normal alphabet. I think we have, let me take a look at the list. Yes. There was a new student, but I think